Penicillin was discovered by this guy, Alexander Fleming, who came in on September 28, 1928, came into his lab to find that a petri dish he'd left out had started to grow a blue-green mold on it, and he named it penicillin. He didn't do much research on it, though, however, because he believed that it couldn't exist in the body long enough to actually kill bacteria, and so he stopped studying it. Down the line, many drug trials were conducted, though, and it was confirmed that it worked on syphilis. And after a few more, it also started to work on strep and staph infections, and became historically significant as being one of the first antibiotics. Now, penicillin is what we call a beta-lactam antibiotic that works by interfering with the constantly changing wall of bacteria, which is why bacteria is able to exist as well as it does. Now, like any cell, bacteria goes through mitosis by expanding and splitting and becoming two separate cells. But what that penicillin does is it keeps the bacteria from splitting, so it just continually expands until it ruptures. Now, because penicillin was a wonder drug when it first came out and was used on everything and many times incorrectly, many bacteria started being able to form a resistance to it with enzymes called beta-lactamase. As you can see, penicillin is able to attack this bacteria just fine, but on attacking the bacteria with its beta-lactamase coat, it destroys the structure of penicillin. So sometimes it's important to take a beta-lactamase inhibitor along with your antibiotic. There are some penicillin derivatives, such as augmentin, that has an inhibitor in it, but many times you need to take a separate inhibitor with the antibiotic. Also, because penicillin was used so much, it created more problems, such as MRSA, which is immune to both beta-lactam antibiotics and the inhibitors, which is why we are constantly needing to create more antibiotics. Mm-hmm. Now, penicillin is not without its side effects. It can cause diarrhea or nausea, and sometimes people have allergic reactions to it. Now, it's not a very common allergy. Many of the people who believe they're allergic to penicillin actually aren't, but it's still something to be aware of. Even though the majority of the allergic reactions that can happen with it just turn out to be hives and rashes, it can cause more severe reactions such as anaphylactic shock and leading to death. So make sure you talk to your doctor about taking blood tests to see if you're allergic to penicillin or just taking alternative medication. Now, you should be very careful when taking penicillin because there are a few contraindications or things to be careful of, such as if you have respiratory disorders, bleeding or clotting disorders, or severe liver problems. Like many antibiotics, penicillin can make the effectiveness of oral contraceptives significantly reduced, which increases the risk of pregnancy. Penicillin mostly comes in an oral form, like capsules and tablets, but there are a few, such as tamsulosin, that does come in the form of an injection. It's very important to take the entire dose of penicillin to completely kill the bacteria and keep it from coming back stronger. And pay attention to any side effects you may experience, and contact your doctor if you have any questions or concerns. However, down the line, many drug trials were done on penicillin, and in 1943, it was confirmed to work on syphilis. After many more drug trials, it was also found to work on infections such as However, many drug trials were later done and shown that it's now because of the I forget what we said. Sounded perfect.